Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel. I'm here to review the August 1985 issue of The Wrestler. So let's get to reviewing. Of course, you can't have a magazine without a table of contents. '20th anniversary celebration of The Wrestler Remembers. There's some magazines that's going to be leading up to the actual 20th anniversary of The Wrestler, and they have some of their editors and writers remembering memories from the 20 years of The Wrestler. And the first one is Matt Brock. He talks about Bruno Sammartino wrestling Professor Tanaka at the last match at the old Madison Square Garden. Your letters, basically the mailbag. What's Happening by Bill Apter. Uh, One of the things that talks about is Paul Orndorff firing Bobby Heenan after WrestleMania when Roddy Piper turned on him, and then Bobby Heenan start saying that Mr. Wonderful was Mr. Blunderful. So then Paul Orndorff had to fire Bobby Heenan and become a good guy. Correspondence reports, where correspondents from certain places will review the wrestlings that they've at the shows they're at. And this is from Puerto Rico, where they're talking about the Young Bloods against Mark and Jay against the Sheep Herders in Puerto Rico. Thumbs up and thumbs down. So wrestlers that the magazine agrees with, and the wrestlers the magazine does not agree with. So let's see what a thumbs up. Let's see thumbs up for Brickhouse Brown. Thumbs up to Brickhouse Brown. Brickhouse Brown stopped his world tour in order to return to his native Mid-South and help clean up the area that had been overtaken by Dr. Death, Steve Williams, and protege Edgar Boo Thomas. Williams had been calling Brickhouse outhouse and had accused him of deserting his area and his fans. But returning to Mid-South, Brickhouse Brown demonstrated extreme loyalty to his fans, and we applaud him. So I guess let's do a Wendy Richter thumbs up. Thumbs up to Wendy Richter. Richter is to be commended for her granting several successful rematches to Leilani Kai following complaints by Kai's manager Fabulous Moolah following the title change at WrestleMania. Since then, Richter has been more accommodating to Kai and Moolah, giving the rule-breaking tandem every opportunity to prove that their belt belonged around Kai's waist. So far, Richter has walked away victorious each time. We send kudos to an honorable and skilled champion. Okay, thumbs down. Thumbs down to Ric Flair. Thumbs down to Ric Flair. The NWA World Champion has disgraced himself and his title by placing a 10,000 bounty on the head of Wahoo McDaniel. No wrestler should ever encourage such mercenary tactics, much less a man in Flair's position. Flair should rely more on mastery of wrestling than on the bulge in his checkbook that allows him to hire soldiers. The NWA cannot afford its champion to set such a precedent, and we encourage official sanctions against this type of bounty hunting in wrestling. So that's thumbs down to Ric Flair. Back issues of Inside Wrestling, back issues of The Wrestler. You asked us, where a fan asks the wrestler a question and the wrestler responds. Introducing Jerry Oski. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his last name right, because I've never heard of this guy before. While Jerry Oski was growing up, he strove to become the best all-around athlete he possibly could. Now firmly entrenched in pro wrestling, Oski is striving to become the best wrestler he possibly can. Okay, so I don't know if that's true or not because I had never heard of him before. Q&A with Terry Taylor. The wrestler panel examines Bobby Jaggers. Spotlight on Bruiser Brody. The Mercenary. 10 Days of Blood and Glory. The Road Warriors invade Japan. Yeah, from what I read, they said the Road Warriors were a big deal. Before they even came to Japan, the magazines were already covering them and making them there was already a big news story. But it's crazy though, in Japan, we never got the Road Warriors versus Bruiser Brody like Stan Hansen. That, like, Road Warriors just Bruiser Brody alone would have been amazing. But never, I don't know why we never got that match. Somebody missed out on some money. Is Magnum TA too good for his own good? This article just talks about how Magnum would beat a lot of his opponents real quickly. They were saying by wrestling and beating his opponent too quickly, he wasn't really preparing for longer type matches. What happens if the match goes past 20 seconds? What was he going to do? How would he handle that? So they were just saying by they were mostly preliminary guys, job guys, and by beating all those job guys so quickly, was he too good for his own good? Which was not true, actually. '20th anniversary celebration. Select the top 10 wrestlers of the wrestler years. So there's a picture of Hulk Hogan with Kim Butera, Mills Mascaras, Dusty Rhodes, and Ric Flair. Ric Flair, Mike Rotundo, Bob Backlund, The Sheik, Bruno Sammartino, Vern Gagne, Harley Race with Ric Flair. Nick Bockwinkel, Don Leo Jonathan, and Jack Briscoe. So I guess as a fan, you could vote for your top 10. And then the people that got the most votes would be the wrestlers, top 10 wrestlers of the wrestler years. Bugsy McGraw's original recipe for a Southern fried freebird. They just talk about how Bugsy McGraw came to Florida to help Mike Graham battle the Freebirds. And here he is fighting Terry Gordy. The Truth Hurts. Sheik and Volkov are too tough for Wyndham and Rotundo. This was the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov knew they could not match hold for hold with Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo, but with a conniving Freddie Blassie in their corner, the foreign duo proved that sometimes what goes on outside the ring can be more important than what goes on inside. And this is basically after the Iron Sheik and Nikolai beat Barry and Rotundo for the WWF Tag Team titles at WrestleMania 1. Beyond the Square Circle, where they had a lot of behind the scene pictures, which I love, and it's just like crazy. All these type of pictures that Pro Wrestling Illustrated, in their magazines have had over the years, and now they're just being wasted because nobody's releasing them. Like Pro Wrestling Illustrated should just do like a huge book just releasing all of these outside the ring pictures. They missing out on some money. Bill Apter's memory is getting to host his one of his best memories from the wrestler years, 20 years of the wrestler, was getting to host the Pro Wrestling Illustrated Superstars and Superbouts with Gordon Soley, the first ever wrestling tape. Dan Shockett's uh, Dan Shockett's most memorable moments was seeing Bruno Sammartino just beat after Bruno came back from the neck injury, beat up Stan Hansen, and just how Bruno just cheated and broke every rule, and the fans cheered him, and he couldn't understand how when the bad guys cheat, the fans boo, but when the good guys cheat, it's okay, and he couldn't understand that, and that changed his whole philosophy on why he likes bad guy wrestlers. Because he thought how it's hypocritical of the good guys cheat and the fans cheer, the bad guys cheat and they boo. Like, what's the difference? And so Peter King's memory was just watching Mills Mascaras win the IAW title and just watching the IAW rise for that short time period. I'm sorry, IWA, not IAW, IWA. And Stu Sachs, his memory was watching Jimmy Snuka versus Don Morocco, and of course Jimmy Snuka on top of the cage jumping off on Bob Backlund. Wait, okay, I'm sorry. This is match where he fought Jimmy Snuka fought Bob Backlund, and Jimmy jumped off the cage onto Bob Backlund. Of course, Backlund moved out of the way. And Craig Peters' favorite moment was seeing Kerry Von Erich beat Ric Flair for the NWA World Title. And Eddie Elliner's memory was all the all the all of the hype for the debut of WrestleMania. Continuation of the Bugsy McGraw story. Continuation of the Magnum TA story. Continuation of You Asked Us, where the fans ask wrestlers questions and the wrestlers answer them. Continuation of What's Happening. Talks about Fred Blassie's now managing Georgia Animal Steel. Kevin Sullivan has returned to Florida to battle Blackjack Mulligan. Continuation of the Q&A with Terry Taylor. This month in Inside Wrestling, read all about WrestleMania and find out why it succeeded and why it failed. And in Pro Wrestling Illustrated, Magnum TA, millions of fans, but he's the loneliest man in wrestling. So that was this month in Inside Wrestling and Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Continuation of your letters. Continuation of introducing Jerry Oski or Jerry Oski. I am sorry for the Jerry Oski fans out there who are mad that I'm messing up his name. Continuation of the Road Warriors Tour Japan. Official ratings. Number 1, the top 10, number 1, Ric Flair. Number 2, Rick Martel. Number 3, Hulk Hogan. Number 4, Magnum TA. Number 5, Dusty Rhodes. Number 6, Kerry Von Erich. Number 7, Chris Adams. Number 8, Greg Valentine. Number 9, Terry Taylor. Number 10, Sergeant Slaughter. Top tag teams. Number 1, the AWA World Tag Team Champions, the Road Warriors. Number 2, the NWA World Tag Team Champions, Ivan and Nikita Koloff. Number 3, the WWF World Tag Team Champions, Nikolai Volkov and Iron Sheik. Number 4, the Mid-South Tag Team Champions, the Rock and Roll Express. Number 5, the Mid-Southern Tag Team Champions, the Fabulous Ones. Number 6, the Mid-Atlantic Tag Team Champions, Ron Bass and Black Bart. Number 7, the Midnight Express. Number 8, Dusty Rhodes, Manny Fernandez. Number 9, the U.S. Tag Team Champions from Florida, Rick Rude and Jesse Barr. And number 10, the British Bulldogs. They have the top 10 female, the top male wrestlers of the some people's opinions of the very no. This is I'm sorry. This is the very first issue of the Wrestler. They have the very first top 10 of the Wrestler. Of the magazine from the Wrestler, from the very first issue of the Wrestler. They have their top 10. Number 1 was Gene Kiniski, who was the NWA World Champion. Number two was Bruno Sammartino, who was the WWF Champion, WWF Champion. Number 3 was Luthez. Number 4 is Ray Stevens. Number 5, the Bruiser. Number 6, Fritz Von Erich. Number 7, Pedro Morales. Number 8, Johnny Powers. Number 9, Pat O'Connor. And number 10 is Jackie Fargo. All right, the top 10 females of the very first issue of The Wrestler. Number 1, Fabulous Moolah. Number 2, Rita Cortez. Number 3, Penny Banner. Number 4, Judy Grable. Number 5, Kay Noble. Number 6, Barbara Galento. Number 7, Ann Casey. Number 8, Linda Carroll. Number 9, Tony Rose. Number 10, Kathy Starr. The top tag teams. Number 1, the Masked Assassins. Number 2, George and Sandy Scott. Number 3, Bill Miller and Bill Watts. Number 4, Vic Faulkner and Burt Royal. Number 5, Larry Hennig and Harley Race. Number 6, Nick Kozak and Mike Clancy. Number 7, Kurt and Carl Von Bronner. Number 8, Otto Borghini and Bronco Lubridge. Number 9, Skull Murphy and Brute Bernard. And number 10, Ed Sharif and Pepper Martin. So those were the very first top 10 lists of the very first issue of The Wrestler from October 1966. Okay, this has been a review of the August 1985 issue of The Wrestler. Thanks for watching.